And we're starting on the Daily Trust newspapers this morning. Let's see what we can find over here. Very interesting stories. It says here, inflation surge ravaging economies across Africa. As Nigeria rises to a 17-year high, Ghana, Malawi, Rwanda struggle with local currencies. Complementary policies needed to boost food production, say experts. Also, federal government to establish youth banks. Okay. ICPC uncovers 400 billion naira budget padding, 50 billion naira ghost workers' salaries. We're going to be having a little bit of that conversation this morning. And also, Buhari rewards athletes with national honors and 200 million naira. Also on the Daily Trust this morning, presidency, Tinubu Atiku kick as Obi leads in NOI polls. I got to see that yesterday. Peter Obi leading online polls against the other candidates.
But
Also,
you know that's also something that we saw during the elections in America when Hillary Clinton seemed to be leading online, but then when the actual results came out, it was a far cry.
When the actual election, took place. So I mean, it might be exciting for those who are online, but the fact is, online figures do not necessarily translate to the reality on ground.
So it's a reminder to people that yes, just like you said, even if your candidate is winning online or losing online, it's not a determinant of what happens in the actual elections.
Absolutely.
So you must put in the work.
Absolutely, but it also tells a lot of where the mindset of people are, because yes, you might say that the online figures aren't necessarily what you might have on ground, because there are a lot of people who aren't online, who are not internet active. But it also tells that a lot of conversations are centered around Peter Obi, and a lot of people will also be voting in that direction. So the next thing now for them would be, how do you transfer those conversations to the people on ground and to every other person who's not online? So it's still a plus, for his campaign team. Let's see how it goes. Okay. All right. Still on the Daily Trust newspapers this morning, one or two other stories. It says here, Nigeria confers citizenship on 286 foreigners and dozens killed as ISWAP Boko Haram terrorists clash in Borno. It's a local derby right there in Borno. Those are the stories, of course, still in captivity. 11 schoolgirls of FGC Benin Yuari, 456 days, and then one student of Bethel Baptist School, Kujama, in captivity for 429 days. I
mean, when you took the story of Nigeria giving how many people citizenship, Nigeria confers citizenship on 286 foreigners, it reminds me of some of the conversations we've had. As a Nigerian woman, I don't know if that's changed, where as a Nigerian woman, typically you're not able to confer citizenship on your foreign spouse.
Yeah.
But a Nigerian man can confer citizenship on his...
I don't think that's changed.
These are some of the conversations that we should be talking about when we speak about the rights of women. Still speaking on the rights of women, let's move to this Nigerian newspaper. And on the front page of this Nigerian newspaper, of course, the first story that caught my eye, Rivers ends denial of women inheritance rights. And it's important to note that in some parts of the country, there are still cultures that prevent female inheritance, even though the Supreme Court has outlawed this. But this is a great one for Rivers State. Nyesom Wike on Thursday ended the denial of inheritance prevalent among cultures and traditions in Rivers State, as he signed into law 3 new bills passed by the State House of Assembly. That's great news for women around the world. 400 billion naira projects padded into budgets, says IPC. It's the season of budgets. Tracks 49.9 billion naira collected as salaries by ghost workers from January to June 2022. FG, the federal government declares NatForce illegal, orders immediate disbandment. Tompolo Asari should negotiate pipeline surveillance contract on page 5. 2 more stories here. Court orders INEC to accept Akpabio's senatorial bid on page 13. And the final story here says, PDP unveils Presidential Campaign Council names Akwa Ibom's Governor Emmanuel as chairman, Tambuwal DG Campaign Management Committee. Others include Makinde, Dokmesi, Wodo, etc. If you want details of that, it's on page 16. And if you can see the photo of President Muhammadu Buhari and a lot of foreigners, we can see President Muhammadu Buhari, we can see the Minister of Interior, Ralph Aregbesola, and the new Nigerian citizens during the 2022 conferment of Nigerian citizenship by naturalization and registration of foreign nationals at the Presidential Villa in Abuja yesterday. So 286 new people added to given the opportunity to vote in the 2023 elections, I believe. But
that's interesting also.
Yeah, that's another. That's what we can take this morning on this Nigeria. Let's head out of Nigeria.
Let's go to Uganda next and see what's on the Daily Monitor and share with you what the stories are saying. It says EU seeks to delay oil pipeline project. That's one of the stories that you can see right there on your screens. It says, halted. The vote by a majority of the European Union lawmakers came on the day Uganda's members of parliament labeled an earlier move to block the project as racist and imperialist. And also this morning on the Daily Monitor, you can, if you're looking for jobs, it says, don't miss opportunities at NMG, Uganda Cancer Society, Mott McDonald, FHI, etc. Also, court trims FIA powers on freezing accounts. And we can also find here, of course, the Britain's Ugandans honor Queen Elizabeth. That's on page 2. How Uganda Airlines lost 596 million shillings in freebies. There's a picture on your screen there. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But those are very interesting, dance steps you can see. And, but I'm not even sure.
Is that the photographer trying to take a photo of them all?
There's somebody they have to blur the picture, because it seems the person is not properly clad. But of course, it's captioned, return of party, thousands descend on Ginger as Yege Yege starts.
Yege Yege.
I would like to see what
I
that
thought
dance.
they'd been trying to, is it in Yege Yege Festival that they've been trying to outlaw because they think it's indecent?
All right.
Okay, anyway. I don't know if it's that one, I'm not sure. But let's head over to Kenya, away from Uganda, and looking at, of course, our guy is not smiling. William Samuel Ruto has a strong face. Ruto's hard choices on economy. Ensuring the flow of cheap fuel at all costs is a tough call, apparently. President Ruto's bold action to scrap the petrol subsidy has brewed public discontent following a surge in prices, with the expected ripple effect on consumer prices, what could pay off in the long run should the decline in global crude costs continue. If you want to read further into the story, it's on pages 6 and 7. Raila revisits Supreme Court ruling. We did take this when looking through our breakfast headlines, and it's of course one of the top stories we look at lately. And final story, health. We have NHI's boardroom wars on schools, medical cover, and that's all that we can take this morning on Daily Nation. It's time for us to look into our top stories this morning on Breakfast Central.